Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Really awesome news. They just premiered the Vixen animated series, so this is going to be my video for that. Now, what they're doing with it is a little bit different from normal TV shows, so I'll explain what's going on first. If you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, Vixen is a character from DC Comics. She's been like a minor Justice League character for a long time. She's been in almost like 500 issues. She was supposed to be their first African American character ever in the comics way back. But DC Comics went through something called their implosion, where they canceled like all their titles, like every single title they had, and rebooted everything. So the character didn't end up actually debuting till the early 1980s in Action Comics. But she went on to be a really powerful Justice League member. Her powers flow from a totem. It allows her to channel the powers of nature. She's kind of like Animal Man, or if you want to take the totem route, kind of like Black Panther, in that Black Panther's powers flow from his panther totem. But functionally on screen, what it looks like when she's using her powers is she's just channeling the powers of different animals, like the power of flight, super speed like a cheetah, you get the idea. So they did 6 episodes of this animated series. It's basically an origin story for her. It's like a new take on the character, a new introduction. It's 6 5-minute episodes that are kind of intended to make one big 30-minute episode. Some of you might be scratching your heads, like, why did they only do 6 5-minute episodes? Well, the CW isn't like rolling in cash, and it costs a ton of money to do a full new series, like to do a bunch of 30-minute episodes. And they kind of want to try the character out, so this is kind of like a soft pilot program. If it's successful enough, they said that the character will go to live action. So what we might see next is the actress that they cast to do the voice role actually kind of looks like she belongs on The Flash and Arrow, so they would let her go on like Barry Allen went on Arrow. That was actually kind of a test. Like, Barry Allen debuted in a 2-part episode, and it was so popular that they were like, okay, give it its own pilot. So they'll do the same thing with Vixen if they think it's popular enough. So I encourage you, please support this show. Now, what they're doing is, because it's digital, it's on their CW Seed service, it's not airing on television, they post an episode and it's going to be up forever. So you can watch episode 1 as many times as you want. If you live outside the US, you might have to use a VPN workaround. Like, if you've ever tried to watch the BBC iPlayer and you don't live in Great Britain, that's probably how you're going to have to watch Vixen, because I don't know that they're making it available internationally. Remember, this is kind of just like a pilot program. It's not like a full-blown show. I just ask that you guys don't post pirate streaming links, but feel free to explain to people how they can watch it. Just write the text. Don't paste links in the comments. What's going on in this episode? Well, it kind of jumps around in time. You open up and she's being chased by Flash and Arrow. That's just to let you know that they're crossing over. Like, this is a full-blown crossover with Arrow and the Flash. Stephen Amell and Grant Gustin both did their voices. It's been a long time since I've heard Stephen Amell do like full-blown Arrow voice. He was on SummerSlam recently, and even though his voice got really deep, he didn't do like the full-blown Arrow voice. If you don't recognize it right away, they say it in the episode, they call it Motor City. They're in Detroit. That's where this is taking place. And in the timeline, this is somewhere around Arrow Season 3, Episode 16. That's why Oliver is still wearing his old costume. So don't be surprised if they talk about Vixen in Arrow Season 3 in The Flash Season 2. Like, if they make a reference to her, a woman who channels the powers of animals. Arrow is getting really heavy into mysticism in Season 4, so Vixen is kind of like the soft intro to that, in that her powers flow from a magical source. So the episode jumps around in time a little bit. It kind of seems like she's a criminal, like they're just kind of playing with you a little bit. People who have read about her in the comics know that she's a hero, so this is just meant to be like a fun new take on the character. Like, she feels like she's the last person that would become a hero, and she really doesn't know anything about her heritage or her powers. She doesn't understand how the totem works yet. So about halfway through this episode, it jumps to 3 days previously, and she's also getting out of prison. So you can just see that she gets into a lot of trouble. I would say the closest thing we've seen to like an anti-hero female character is Golden Glider, and she's closer to being a villain the way she was portrayed in Season 1. She's a little more sinister. Maury McCabe is also kind of morally gray right now, but she's closer to the hero side. So what's going to happen is, I think the only other character that I know about from Flash and Arrow that's going to cross over is Cisco, just because he appeared in the trailers. But what they're going to do is, each Tuesday, they'll post a new episode and you can watch. So we'll probably see Cisco next week, and they'll be like, who is this woman? Why does she have powers? I'm going to call her Vixen. That's the fun part, is that Cisco gives her name. You guys can let me know though, have you ever read Vixen in the comics? And what do you think about the idea of the CW using this like animated short program to test pilot characters for live action? What might end up happening is even if it doesn't go to live action, they don't make like a full-blown live action Vixen TV series, they would keep doing the animated short and they would bring the character on the live action show once or twice a season. That was actually the plan for Barry Allen. Like if the Flash cameo during Arrow Season 2 didn't work out, if they didn't decide to go forward on the pilot, then Barry Allen, like Grant Gustin's character, would just keep coming on Arrow as a guest star. Kind of like what's going on with Constantine right now. So be sure and support Vixen, tweet the shit out of it. She's an awesome character, and I'm actually really happy that they're trying this alternate program. People always wonder why they don't just put more shows on TV. The CW can only program about 10 hours of TV per week. That's all they have money for. So that's why you're not seeing them just like throw a bunch of TV shows up on the air right away. They've already got their fall and spring schedules planned out. So whenever Legends of Tomorrow premieres, they're actually going to have to postpone one of their other shows coming back. It's already a pretty big logjam of awesome characters. So really big news for The Flash though, they just cast Jessie Quick. That's right, new female speedster in The Flash Season 2. I'm going to do a separate video just for her explaining her comic book history, so be sure to subscribe to get that. I have a couple other videos that I'm trying to get to today, but I wanted to explain like what was going on with the casting. The actress that they cast is Violet Bean. You may not know her before. She's mostly been doing horror stuff, so that should tell you a lot about which direction they're going this season. The Flash horror show. That'd be so awesome. What's happening is they're going to introduce her as a college student that just gets caught up in the Flash's battle with Zoom. So count them off, we have 2 female speedsters, although technically Iris West did get Flash powers for a brief period. But Patty Spivot, female Flash, she was actually 2 different female Flashes, and now Jessie Quick. So here's what the schedule's going to be for the next couple of videos. I'm going to do my Fear the Walking Dead Q&A, then I'll do this Flash video, and then I'll do my Game of Thrones Q&A. So everything's going to post. I'll try to get this stuff out as quick as possible. If you follow me on Twitter and Facebook, I'll actually have updates on the videos as I work through them. The links for that are in the description below. So really awesome week. We're pretty much like TV is pretty much back now. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, you can click here for Fear the Walking Dead Episode 1. And you can click here for all my Flash Season 2 videos. So many new characters coming. You guys have no idea how awesome it's going to be. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.